Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here with a familiar face, if you know your cuisine, Bobby Flay. We're here at the Borgata in Atlantic City, and Bobby just happens to have a restaurant, surprise, surprise. And we're here at Savor, which is a food festival they hold every year, which is the largest concentration, I think, of Iron Chefs in the business. And we're going to talk a little bit with Bobby about his restaurant, the impact of this food festival, and more on Insider Travel Report.
We'll be right back.
Bobby, first of all, talk about your restaurant here.
Okay, it's called Bobby Flay Steak. So clearly we serve steak, and
it's a good name for it.
You know what it is. It's like when we first opened that restaurant like 13 years ago. The idea I had was to bring back the idea of the old school Atlantic City restaurants, which was, like the pinnacle of it was surf and turf,
right?
But we wanted to do it in a much more modern way. So basically, at Bobby Flay Steak, there's like lobster dishes and steak on every table, and that's really the idea.
You can't go wrong with that.
No, definitely not. It's actually my favorite kind of meal.
Yeah, well, I know. I've beaten at restaurants all over the country, Vegas, everywhere else, and I love them. They're great. You do everything from sort of a Tex-Mex thing to...
I mean, I like to employ lots of like chili peppers and things like that in my food because I just feel like, people want a lot of flavor now, and bland food is not allowed.
No, I agree, and we don't like bland food, that's for sure. Now, talk about, here we are at Savor, and this is an annual event here at the Borgata where you have this large concentration of Iron Chefs, and really it's pretty impressive. What's the impact on Borgata of this kind of event?
No, well, I think it's an event that like everybody who is a Borgata customer looks forward to. I know the chefs do for sure. It's always in the same. It's always in the month of November, so we always know when to look forward to it. And it's a big party that's about food and spirits and wine. And as you can imagine, it's a really great weekend. Yeah,
it's a fantastic one. This is the first time I've been down here. I was here 15 years ago when the Borgata opened, so I do know a little bit about it, but boy, I didn't realize that you had such a concentration of chefs. Now, what's the impact of food and beverage and things like this overall on hospitality? And you have restaurants all across the country in hotels, and what do you see as the importance of food and beverage?
The importance? I think it's everything. I mean, I think that food and beverage, whether it's, getting your family around a table on a Sunday night to have a good family discussion, it's important, or whether or not you're, you're traveling and you're going to a hotel, you want to know what the food and beverage and the restaurants are in the hotel, because frankly, everybody needs to eat and wants to celebrate or do business or whatever it is around, a bottle of wine and a plate of food. So I think
it's a good steak and a lobster.
It's incredibly important.
Yeah. Well, Bobby, thank you for taking the time to fill us in on both your restaurant here. Any other projects in the works that you got for hotels coming up?
Nothing I can talk about yet.
Okay.
But you never know.
Yeah, you never know. Well, thanks for taking the time. It's great to see you here at Savor and the Borgata, and we'll certainly be back to maybe come and sample your restaurant full time. Right?
All right, love that. Thanks.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.